Hey everyone, welcome to my story. Today's my story is on parents, and it's just giving a little bit of advice to parents on how to deal with certain type of children situations, as well as children dealing with parents in a way that you guys might not understand. Also, kind of giving you guys a little bit of a touch into my life and my relationship with my parents as well. So let's get right into it. I think I'm going to start out with children. Um, First things first, you gotta remember when you were a child or even a teenager that a parents truly do what they want for you because they want you to be safe and you to truly feel like they are caring for you, and they do that in ways that you might not always understand or might not always agree with. But for example, like you could be smoking type of cigarette or whatever, and your parents might not find about it and might not like it or whatever, and tell you that you had to stop. Might take you in ways to get you to stop smoking cigarettes, and that is just a way that they're trying to tell you that they want you to be healthy and safe, because cigarettes are a very dangerous drug. Um, and it's very dangerous to get out of because it is very addictive. Um, but that's the only key thing that children have to remember, is that parents are doing the things that they do for you because they want you to be safe and want you to um, feel like you're safe with them. Um, Now, as for parents, some advice I would give to you, because dealing with children can be very difficult. I've learned that from dealing with my nephew, who obviously is a little bit different because he's not my child. But when I babysit him or watch him, it can be very difficult because, I mean, he's still a child and he still likes to be kind of rambunctious. Um, and the difference is you always have to kind of have, in a sense, I don't want to say a firm voice, but they tend to listen to the firm voice better. I've take notice. Also, I take notice that if you kind of just sit down and talk to them, they will sort of listen to you. But there's sometimes that they don't, and at that time, that I think it is more appropriate to what my mom did when I was little. Okay, is she would talk to us and tell us whatever we were doing was wrong. And if we continued to do it, then she would say, okay, well, I'm taking something away from you. Like, it was usually something that we truly liked doing, like a toy or whatever at the time. Like, for instance, it could be like a PlayStation. You weren't allowed to play the PlayStation or something. Or you weren't allowed to watch TV or whatever. Those are things that I think that might help you guys out. Now, as for adults dealing with adult parents, it can be also very difficult because you guys are both adults and you guys both have your own opinions on things that could be cause a lot of situations that you don't truly agree with. But I guess you kind of have to cope with. And what I'm hinting at here is my relationships with certain people in my life have been very futile or bad because of decisions that I've made and decisions that they've made as well. Um, so first off, I think I'm gonna get into, before I finish this parent thing, get into my relationships real quick. My relationship with my biological mother is okay, I would say. We get along a lot better than a lot of parents do. I'm probably the closest with her than anybody else. She truly knows how to get to and understand how my body language is and how I treat others and how I am in life. And that can be very good and very bad at the same time, because she knows how to help me through those situations, but sometimes it doesn't seem like she's helping. But truly, again, it falls back to she truly wants something that's best for you and to keep you safe, and that's truly what she truly wants. And then my stepfather is kind of the same way. He knows how to read me, but obviously he still has some struggles because he doesn't really. I mean, he's been in my life for years. I mean, years, and he does care about me, but it is very difficult sometimes for him to read some of the body language that I'm showing because he doesn't. He ain't around me as much, I should say. I mean, he is, but he isn't. And that's why I think, I mean, and also because my mom kind of watched me over the years grow up, so she kind of knows the signs to look for. Um, and that's the kind of key difference between them, but nothing much. He truly knows how to deal with certain circumstances as well. Um, and now, moving on to my biological father, which, if you guys know me, I'm very open about sharing a relationship with, but it doesn't seem like he does. And the reason why that is because every time I try to talk to them, it seems as if he wants to keep it through my stepmother, which I have nothing bad to say about her because she is a very sweet woman. But the problem is I want that relationship with my father. And he doesn't want to talk to me. Like, every time that I know that he's home with her in their own house, it's like, can I talk to Dad? And it's like, no, we don't want to see you. We don't want to talk to you. And what made me mad about that situation is it seemed like it happened right after I came out and decided to become, well, not really decided, but I came out and became and told everybody that I am bisexual, meaning I like both men and women. And it seemed as if right around that time our relationship kind of took a riff. And what I mean by that is that my relationship kind of tore a little bit by bit. And I'm not saying that they didn't understand it or they didn't agree with it. It's just that that's when it started to kind of tear apart. And then it went from there to you don't even want to answer the phone when I text you. You don't want to call me when I call you. And it's like every time I ask them, can I talk to Dad? It's like, or can we hang out? It's like, no, we don't want to see you. No, we don't want to see you. No, we don't want to see you. And then it's like, okay, well, that tears away at you. Eventually, it's like, okay, whatever. Well, then it comes to, I went back to talking to them once again for the final time. And it was okay. I was talking to my stepmother, obviously more than my father, because my father and I really weren't having that relationship, weren't even really talking. And then it was like, more so them pushing for me to leave this side of my family, my mother's side of the family, alone and try to move in with them. But it was like, why would I move in with you when Dad's not even talking to me? And then from that, I had some situations where I've had no bed. I had nothing to sleep on. And then after that, I have asked my father, who at the time I know had 2 beds extra in his household, if I could use one, and he told me no straight away. And I asked why. And at first they said that friends were using them, but they didn't explain to me, and I thought that was a lie. And then turn around, they said, oh, and we just started talking again. Well, in my eyes, I didn't think that mattered. I'm still your child. And that's what pissed me off about that. And so we don't really talk. I gave up on them because of the fact that it seemed like my father truly didn't care about me at all. And then through all that, I come to find out that they said that friends were staying with them, and it was a friends that I actually considered family. But what made me mad about that situation is they should have came out and told me originally who they were. Not that they had to, but it was like, what was the big deal if these people were staying with you? You need to tell me. And two, come to find out some of the things that these people were saying about me and my little brother who passed away and my parents. So the point is, and then pretty much after that, I made a post about them on Facebook, not really calling them out, but saying that they need to keep my name and my little brother's name out of their mouth, because they didn't even know who my little brother was, and some of the stuff that they were saying about him was absolutely ridiculous. For one, for saying like my stepmother lost him because of drugs. The reason why me and my dad don't talk is because of drugs, and it has nothing to do with drugs. I told you the true story of why we don't talk, but the point is one, why are you going to talk about someone that's not even here, that can't even defend himself, for one, and two, when it comes to me, you don't talk about my little brother negatively. My little brother is my life and soul right now, and so that's what pissed me off about that situation even more. Anyways, getting back to regular parents now. Regular parents, again, I think it's good to understand your child as well, because if you do understand your child, then you'll understand better on how to manage certain circumstances that most parents might not understand. Like if your child has something that they have to do and they don't want to do it, maybe asking them if they need help or etc., then they might feel like you're interested in their lives and might feel like that you want to help them out, and they might want to do that certain circumstance better and do things, because you want your child to feel okay and safe with asking you absolutely anything. And I think that's it for this video. Next week's My Story will be one of my story that I'm very excited about learning about, which is tips on how to read your dog's body language or cat's body language or animal's body language, because it can be very crucial to understanding how your animal sees you and how your animal is feeling in certain circumstances. So I'm interested in learning about that, and I hope you guys are for next week's My Story. Have a great day. Peace. And thank you guys for watching.